All right, so in this one, we're going to talk about the foot and ankle. This has very important ramifications on the knee and the hip and the low back. If the foot arches and the ankle are not tracking as they should be, it can cause a lot of issues up the chain. So your feet are really the foundation. This is really important for us to understand how to work these into our daily life. First recommendation I have for you is to go barefoot as much as you possibly can. If you're concerned with your feet getting dirty, wear sandals or something that's flat and not super cushiony. As far as footwear goes, I also recommend a minimalist shoe or barefoot shoe. This is Vivo Barefoot. This is a really well-known brand. There's also Zero Barefoot spelled with an X. Those are also really good. The important thing about these shoes is that they have a flat sole without a heel to toe drop, so it's a straight across. This also has a wide toe box, so that way your feet can spread and your toes can spread in the shoe. And then this also has a very thin sole, so your feet are connected to the ground and you're able to feel and react to everything that's under you. These are also very flexible shoes, so they allow you to do all of the things that you need to do on a daily basis. As far as foot and ankle pain goes and doing exercises, first with our stretches, we want to do what's called toe flossing. So we're going to bring the foot up. We're going to put our fingers in between each of the toe spaces. As we do that, we're just going to move the toes around and kind of mobilize the joints in the toes in that area. What we're trying to do is allow our feet to have the ability to splay out with the toes, and the more that they can do this in our daily life as they're on the ground, the more stability we'll have in the ankle and in the feet, which will give us more stability up the chain of the leg. So with the toe flossing, you can also get a toe spacer. They're kind of like when you go get a pedicure and they put the spacers in between your toes. A lot of people will get those and they'll actually just wear those on a regular basis to try and space out their toes as much as they can. So that's helpful as well. Next, what we want to work on is the arches of the feet. So what's really important about that is they are shock absorbers, and they're your first line of defense in shock absorption. So as most people's feet go down, generally we'll have them flatten out like this. So as you see in the bottom of my feet, my soles will flatten out, especially doing squats or standing up or doing any pushing type movement with your feet. We do not want to allow that to happen. So for our first exercise, we're going to practice that. We're going to do a single leg balance. So we're going to stand on our leg, put our big toe down, splay the toes out. So we're spreading our toes out like our fingers like this, and then we're picking up the other leg and we're balancing on this leg, and we're not letting the arch fall down like this. We're going to accentuate the arch as much as we can, keep that up, and strengthen that arch. You can also do an arch up. This is where we're standing here. We allow the arches to flatten out, and we flex the toes and the feet in order to accentuate the arches. This brings the ankles into more external rotation, and this allows your legs to line up and the knees to be more midline. Finally, with the lower leg, we have our soleus muscle. This is part of your calf. This generally is very tight going into the Achilles, especially if you're having any plantar fascia pain. So we're going to be able to do a self-massage on this, basically squeezing right behind the shins and then moving the ankle around in this position. The same thing on the bottom of the foot with the arches. If you have any plantar fascia pain, we're putting the thumb in below the big toe, right at the knuckle of the big toe, come down a little bit. You're going to find that spot where it's really fleshy. You're going to push into that where it's sensitive, and then you're going to extend the big toe up to stretch the belly of the muscle and accentuate the stretch.